Welcome to Chanel. The latest. Shielded by a small hill from Russian positions a half-mile away, a Ukrainian soldier spotted via drone feed a new foxhole that appeared overnight northwest of the embattled city of Bakhmut. 3 troopers of Russia's Wagner paramilitary organization had crawled through no man's land to establish a firing position, likely for a grenade launcher. The drone's camera zoomed to Russian trenches behind. Corpses, corpses, corpses one atop another, said Oleksiy, a soldier with Ukraine's 3rd Storm Brigade who watched the footage and coordinated the response. And now, look, these brave lads have come out our way. They don't even have their body armor on, he shouted to a fellow trooper operating an American-made Mk-19 grenade launcher above the staccato exchange of machine gun fire. One of the bullets whizzed overhead. Let's hit them now. With a series of clinks, a volley of grenades flew to the Russian trench. Done, said Oleksiy. These Wagner men, too, joined a long list of casualties that the group, which now relies mostly on convicts recruited in Russian prisons, has incurred in the months-long battle for Bakhmut. With their policy of executing on-the-spot troopers who attempt to retreat or surrender, and a disregard for losses that is shocking for modern warfare, Wagner's disposable penal battalions have emerged as a unique threat to Ukrainian defenders, advancing at the time when the regular Russian military remains largely stalled. No military in a democratic society can keep sending wave after wave of soldiers to near certain death to gain another few hundred yards. Even Russia's regular armed forces, known for their high tolerance of casualties, shy away from dispatching troops on clearly suicidal missions. Yet it is precisely such an approach that has allowed Wagner to come to the verge of capturing Bakhmut, at a cost that Ukrainian and Western officials estimate at tens of thousands of Russian casualties. On Sunday, Wagner's forces pushed toward central Bakhmut from the east and the north, as remaining Ukrainian defenders retreated west of the Bakhmutka River that runs through the city. Ukrainian forces battled to retain control over the 2 remaining supply routes into Bakhmut, with heavy artillery exchanges ringing across the front line. Ukraine has also suffered large casualties during the 8 months of battling for Bakhmut, losing some of the troops that it needs to mount a spring offensive with new weapons supplied by the US and allies. President Volodymyr Zelensky has come under growing pressure to pull back from the eastern city, home to 70,000 people before the war, in what would be Kyiv's first such significant retreat since last summer. At times, up to 18 human waves of Wagner troops have attacked a single trench here in a 24-hour period, said Senior Gov Lieutenant Governor Petro Horbatenko, a battalion commander in the 3rd Storm Brigade, one of the Ukrainian units on the Bakhmut front. A Wagner fighter doesn't have an option to pull back. Their only chance of survival is to keep moving ahead, he said. And this tactic works. It's a zombie war. They are throwing cannon fodder at us, aiming to cause maximum damage. We obviously can't respond the same way because we don't have as much personnel and we are sensitive to losses. One of Wagner's men captured on the Bakhmut front, a 48-year-old recidivist with convictions for murder, robbery and drug offenses, said that he was trained for 3 weeks with basically one skill: how to crawl and advance in a forest, an indication that he wasn't expected to survive his first mission. Then, the night of January 29, 2 Wagner squads, each containing 5 regular convicts and 1 commander, also an inmate, were ordered to assault a fortified Ukrainian outpost. 2 machine guns were blazing at us, people were being torn to bits, but they kept telling us, keep crawling ahead and dig in. It was just plain dumb, said the man, who was captured by Ukrainian forces in March, in an interview. 4 of the 12 members of that attack group remained combat fit by the end of the night, with most others killed, he said. The Wagner fighter said he was allowed to retreat by the morning because of injuries to his arm,